A way to get some extra right side action from the Horseman is to look at reinvesting your come bet wins into place bets. Again, the Horseman is designed to have each of those come bets come out and get paid in some form or another. Even if it's an 11 in the come box, that's great. Rack the base bet, take those winnings and place the 5 or place the 4 or whatever you want. If a come bet gets placed to a number and repeats, again, rack the winnings, replace the come bet either on the same number or somewhere else. Use your come wins to fund your place bet strategy. And then on a long roll, you're in control of how high or how low those bets go as you roll. So there it is. Transitioning to place bets is a great way to stay right with the Horseman. Let me show it to you out here on the table. A great way to be flexible and really attack the right side of the table from the Horseman is to convert our come bets to place bets. And here's how that could look. Let's say that we've got our $25 don't, the point's gonna be 4, and all 3 of our come bets were set to numbers. Let's say the 6, 8, and 9, for example. Let's say that 9 comes down and gets hit. And again, the come bets, as they hit, they come down with your payment and they're returned to you. You have a choice to make with these 2 chips. What I would recommend that we do is put our initial investment back in the rack, put that come bet back home, take this quarter now and reinvest it. You could have kept that as profit, but if we reinvested, there's a lot of ways to do this. One way to do it, grab the number again, just go right from come bet, essentially take the bet back and make it a place bet. This feels like somebody started out with a $10 bet and got paid 15 for 1 and made it a quarter. You're actually in the same spot as a place better who started out with $10 and moved it to a quarter. But let's say that you're here. You're at the quarter level and it hits again, right? Let's say you get that hit. It pays 35 bucks. Take them both back, regress it down to 10, and now your rack looks like this. You've got all 3 of your come bets paid for in your rack from that one number being paid. That's a really cool way to do it. Take your come bet win, place it in toto on the number, and then regress it down. That way you get everything paid for within a second hit. That's a really cool way to do it. Another option though, is to break this down. And again, the 9 gets hit, it comes down, it gets paid a quarter. We rack the initial bet amount into the rack. We can take that 25 bucks, get nickels out of it, and pick up 2 numbers. Grab the 9 for $10, grab the 10 for $10. And since our point is 4, let's grab that hard 4 and get a little bit of a hedge against our don't. Great way to do it. You've reinvested the 25 bucks. You've gotten 2 additional numbers, which is excellent, with the ability to press and regress these independently. Now you have the flexibility of a place better, paid for by your come bet win, and a little bit of a hedge. Really cool way to do it. Let's say the 6 comes down. Let's say we get paid on that 6, okay? And once again, we'll rack the initial amount. We'll get paid 25 bucks. And matter of fact, I'll take one of those nickels and we'll take pennies for it, all right? And what this ends up looking like is this. We can grab the 6 now for 12 bucks and we'll pick up the 5. And what do we have? A few bucks in our rack, sure. But really we've got essentially in a cross bet. We've got every number covered, the 8 by a come bet. Now, let's say the shooter does happen to roll the point. Let's say they roll the 4 easy. Bad case for us, but you lose those 2 bets. Now your puck is off. Normally in the Horseman, this is a bad place to be because your come bets are out here vulnerable to the 7. Now you've got one of them vulnerable to the come out 7. These are going to be off by default. And you've got 4 bets that you can breathe on while the point gets reestablished and then start playing again from that point forward here. But that reduces the amount of risk you have on the come out too by converting from come bets to place bets. You give yourself a flexibility in future betting and also remove some of the risk off of the come out. So there it is. There's the Horseman moving from come bets to place bets. And again, I think it works good in 2 levels. One would be to start high, take the hit, and regress down. That's a great way to approach it. The other way, again, is to take that win and immediately, from the come, immediately break it down into your 5 units or whatever your unit size is and start grabbing place bets at a lower level. So I think you can get multiple bets out of one hit. Good way to go there. So with that said, there's come bets to place bets. Let's take a look at another option with the Horseman.